On today's episode of i-Dentity, the effervescent Palesa Musia hangs out with us. We head down to Durban for the opening of the Malugazi Community Clinic. What's APPenning features an app called Jesus Life Together. We also review a book that tackles the challenges of being different. And soulful crooner Lloyd Gele plays us out.
I am an individual with an imagination. My inner faith illuminates innovations. In a space with infinite inspiration, I was born free from all incarceration. Incredible, living infallibly, intelligent, outshine with my inner being. This is me, impeccable as ever been. I am you, you are me. This is my identity.
Good morning, Mzansi, and welcome to this week's installation of the show that adds a dash of spiritual swag to your Sunday. This is i-Dentity, and I'm your host, Mpumi Mbethe. It's the first Sunday of May, and that means we are that much closer to the year's halfway mark. The month of May is Anti-Tobacco Campaign Month. Throughout the years, the effects and dangers of smoking have been reiterated over and over again. Kupema akufaki impilo yakho wedwa engotini, kepha kufaka nalaba labasedvuta nawe. If one of your New Year's resolutions was to kick your tobacco addiction, then now is the time to speed up the quitting process. Today also marks the start of Hospice Week, which runs until the 11th of May. This week is set aside to recognize, share, and honor the achievements of hospice and palliative care programs that provide support for people with life-threatening illnesses. Loku kufaka ekhatsi imndeni nalaba labaniketa tinsita kanye nalabanye. Sisabungata minyaka lengemashumi lamabili enkululeko. Sithandza kubonga bonke labafaka sandla ekutfutfukiseni lelive lakithi leNingizimu Afrika. Now, let's meet my guest for today. I'm pretty sure that in the years to come, you will find this young woman's name listed under the young achievers of the 20th century. Palesa Musia is a go-getter who refuses to let anything stand in her way. In her matric year, she won the Sowetan Anglo-American Young Communicators Award, and with her winnings, enrolled herself into tertiary. Now she is an entrepreneur, a corporate MC, a stylist, a writer, a motivational speaker, and an event planner. Angathi ukuthi lo dzathe emahora langaka uwathatha kuphi ukuthi thina sinalo 24 hours ukhona njani kwenda konke lokho. Palesa, welcome to i-Dentity.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
I'm happy to have you here. I want to talk about Palesa ukuthi ukhulele kuphi umntwana lonjani.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
You're from Bloemfontein, so take me back to childhood. Yeah.
I'm currently working in Bloemfontein, but I'm originally from Gauteng. I was born here in Vosloorus in the East Rand. And I grew up in the Free State, in the Eastern Free State, a small town called Chaba in Qwaqwa.
Yeah.
Yes, and I went to study in Pretoria. But in high school, I did my high school in Harrismith, and I moved on to study in Pretoria. So I've been bouncing between Gauteng and the Free State, but I have to say the Free State is my first love. Sorry, Gauteng.
The Joburgers are not impressed with you now.
Sorry.
But how did that influence Lumuntu Longuye today? How did that moving around, because every time uhamba you have to adapt to a new environment. So how did that influence your character yakho?
It built me. It made me stronger. You know, being born different is a big challenge, and when people don't understand it, they react differently and usually in a very negative manner. And like you said, when you move around a lot, that means you have to get used to different people, different environments, and you go through the same thing over and over again. But fortunately for me, I had a very strong family, and you know, my love for God has always been constant. And I'm a very spirited person, and I love life. So I got through it, and it just made me stronger.
I want to speak about being different. Lema challenges later now living with albinism and how you conquered through those. But if you still face some of those challenges as an adult?
You know, being born with albinism was a challenge, but I only got to realize how difficult it was when I was growing older, because like I said, I had a very strong family that supported me, that loved me, that cared for me and took care of me. So at the end of the day, you only start to really get into it when you get to school. And I went to boarding school, so I was far from home. So that's when I began to realize that it's pretty challenging to be different. But for me, at a very early age, I think I was doing grade 3, standard 1. It's grade 3, right?
Yeah.
I made a decision, a conscious decision, to stop crying about it, to stop being the victim, and to own it. And since then, my life has been different. In terms of an adult at the moment, because I'm so confident, because I love who I am, it doesn't bother me anymore. You will still find people that are still iffy about it, but I make people so comfortable that they see beyond my skin. And sometimes people get angry with me because with albinism came a condition called nystagmus, so I'm short-sighted. So sometimes I'll go past someone I know in the street and they get angry with me, and I'm like, you have to understand I'm short-sighted, and they think I'm lying. So that's how comfortable people have become with who I am, because I'm so confident and because I'm such a go-getter.
And because you're so beautiful.
Thank you.
I want to talk about Young Minds Unleashed, a program because I'm also very into youth upliftment. Tell me about the initiative, where it started, how it started.
I'm also into youth upliftment. That's where Young Minds Unleashed came. I worked with a gentleman called Kenneth Milanzi. He was also a winner of YCA. So we came together and we decided to do a company that focuses on youth development, particularly communications skills. We do public speaking workshops, we do debating workshops, spelling bees, we attend conferences everywhere, just to get the knowledge and skills, because we also do leadership training. And it was actually his brainchild, and he roped me into it because he saw that I have his passion for it. And that's what we want to do. We do research, and then we apply the research that we do into developing the youth and making them fantastic individuals, the fantastic individuals that they actually are.
Palisa, starting a career and just becoming a success at whatever field is draining. You have your fingers in everything. You've got a CSI project, you've got your business, you're a stylist, you're a writer. Where do you find the time and the strength to do all that?
I've got 10 fingers.
Okay.
And I've got God. But where do I find the time and the strength? I'm still young. I'm not married. I don't have kids. So it's better to do it now, so that when I do settle down, then I can really relax. I mean, ultimately, I would like to just do motivational speaking, because that is my biggest passion, to change people's lives one talk at a time. But I really enjoy it. I thrive on challenges. I'm constantly on the lookout for challenges. I just completed a 6-month contract with the Department of Economic Development in the Free State, and that just came up like that. They had hunted me last year in September, and I decided, I'm going to take it on top of everything else that I had going on. So somehow, when you're fully committed and you give it 110%, you can do everything, and you can get enough sleep and still do it in stilettos.
Oh yeah. And still do it in stilettos. Now Palisa, kunemuntu lomusha lohleli today watching the show thinking nami ngiyafisa kufana na Palisa, ngiqala kuphi?
It is possible. That's what we need to do. We need to adjust our mindset, because you'll find that a lot of people that are not confident or that have a low self-esteem, it's usually their surroundings, the type of people that they hang out with. We don't hang out with people that encourage us. We are drawn to people that discourage us. You need to make the decision today to take control of your life. You are worth it. I mean, God doesn't make mistakes. He created you uniquely and different for a reason. And whatever challenges that you face, they are only going to make you a better person. It just depends on how you choose to look at it. So have a more positive outlook on life, and remember that you are special, you are beautiful, you are worth it, and that's where you start.
Palisa, this year marks 20 years of democracy. What does it mean to you being a free young person in 2014?
Funny enough, for me it means exactly what it meant in 1994 when we got our democracy. It means opportunities, and it means freedom. And it means an opportunity to take advantage of everything that comes with it. Now, at the same time, I just wish people would realize that as much as the plan for South Africa was so great, that it will take time, and it also takes effort on us as well to get this country to where we want it to be. I sense a sense of entitlement when I meet with some people, blaming the government for everything that's going wrong in their lives. At the end of the day, as a person, as a South African in this democracy, you need to take it upon yourself to play a contributing role, a significant role, to contribute towards the growth of this country. So I just hope that people will just take the responsibility as well. Yeah.
We're going to play a game. First thing that comes to mind when I say red velvet.
Cake.
Lace wig.
Ooh.
Sipahlo.
Ooh, love it.
Brenda Fassie.
Diva.
High heels.
Palesa.
Mondays.
Blue.
Prayer.
Hallelujah.
Politics.
Hate it.
Fake eyelashes.
Never.
Books.
Love it.
False teeth.
Never.
Can
I
we
hope.
Cha uthi khulumele Palisa thine si-identity siyaticapha ngebantu labafana naye Palisa sithi akachubekele embili ngemsebenzi lomuhle lawendako ngekukhuthata ebantu labasha la eMzansi. It's time to take a quick break. Don't go away, because when we come back we head to KwaMakhutha in Durban to find out more about how the community is set to benefit from a newly upgraded clinic. And be sure not to miss the awesome media reviews we have for you in our What's APPenning segment. Siyabuya nyalo.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Thank you for staying tuned to Identity right here on SABC1. I'm Mpumi Mbethe. There are many stories from all across Mzansi that show how our country and our people's lives have improved since the end of apartheid. The Constitution states that everyone has a right to basic services such as access to healthcare services. Working alongside the government, organizations such as the Islamic Medical Association are ensuring that basic human rights are met. They recently reopened a revamped and upgraded clinic in the impoverished community of Malugazi in KwaMakhutha, Durban. They invited the Identity team to attend the event. Silithimba le-Identity sisijabulele lesimemo asesibuke ukuthi kuhambe njani.
This is my identity.
Malugazi is an impoverished township just a short distance south of Durban. Recently, a clinic was opened in the heart of this community, which will serve as a beacon of light for the residents here, as many of them can't afford basic health care. Although the clinic is a new, modern facility, its heritage goes back decades, as the original facility has been operating in this area since 1978 and was started by a group of young Muslim doctors who were part of the Muslim youth movement, which later gave rise to the IMA, or Islamic Medical Association. These doctors were driven by their faith and worked on a volunteer basis to help those most in need in their community. With the help of the Kader family, who lived in the area and donated the land for the first clinic to be built, these doctors began the journey of contributing meaningfully to those around them.
Yeah, it's quite exciting. Again, it means it reinforces our belief that whatever we do has to be done for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And ultimately, He is the one that ultimately makes these type of things, the projects come to fruition. As you've heard, the reality is that we just decided that we want to build the clinic, and many people came forward to help to get this project going. And I think the vision of the Mahrum Kader was to have a clinic here, so I think his du'as also play a part here. The way the process works with us at the IMA, we find that we come up with the projects, we have these ideas, but always the intention is there to please the Almighty. We find that these projects come together, and then we don't think we should actually take credit for that, because it's we are these vehicles for the Almighty to get work done for His Ummah effectively.
Giving back to the community and taking care of the creation is a fundamental part of Islam. For this reason, the South African Muslim Charitable Trust partnered with the IMA to help bring this project to fruition.
Well, the Quran is very clear. The Quran says, "Anta barruhum wa tuqsitu ilayhim," that Muslims have an obligation, "Anta barruhum," to do all classes of good to the non-Muslim communities with whom they are living, wa tuqsitu alayhim, and be just to them. So justice and doing good selflessly, extending, going the extra mile and uplifting the communities with whom you interact with and with whom you live is actually a Quranic obligation. Then the Holy Quran says, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي Adam, that we have honored the children of Adam. And the dignity we're talking about is the dignity for all human beings across the board.
Although services in the country, including primary health care, are the responsibility of the government, it is also incumbent on every citizen to contribute where and if they can. eThekwini Mayor Councillor James Nxumalo echoed this sentiment and was grateful for the work being done in Malugazi by these faith-based organizations, who simply put the teachings of their faith into action, yet yielded such extraordinary positive results.
On behalf of the municipality of eThekwini, we would like to extend our gratitude to this organization for this wonderful structure, because it will change the life of the ordinary people from Malagas, especially the young people. Faith-based organizations are actually making a lot of contribution to address issues facing our communities. Government cannot do it alone. We need the partnership of NGOs, CBOs, faith-based organizations, when we have to address the social issues facing our people.
Sister Ali, who has worked in the area for more than 15 years, is adamant that the new clinic will continue to improve lives in this poor community.
We have a health education, comprehensive health education program where they are taught how to boil water, how to make rehydration solutions, and how to feed the children. Our clinics deal with all the skin conditions. We then refer patients, new mothers that are pregnant. We teach them how to eat, how to exercise. So there's a whole conglomerate of services we provide so that people will learn from it.
Dr. G.M. Hussein, who was instrumental in establishing the IMA and the original clinic in 1978 when he himself was a young man, was proud to see just how far their efforts have come more than 35 years down the line. He had some words of motivation to inspire the youth of today, who can stand on their shoulders and take the idea of using faith to improve the world even further.
I think the Muslim youth need to understand their identity. Islam is not a religion in the sense of rituals. Islam involves your whole life in everything you do. And when Allah has blessed you with blessings, those blessings have to be given back to the community and to the creation as a whole. Because one of the fundamentals of Islam is zakat. Zakat actually means purification. And many of us, we take it just to the level of our wealth. But purification that we have, the wealth which we have, which we forget, is the wealth of our intellect, the wealth of our abilities, our skills. So we have to give part of our life to community work at different levels. And if you have an expertise in the health level, then you've got to, of course, come in and help at that level. All of us have different expertise. The needs are different. You see where we fit in. At that level, you develop it and you create the excellence. And you at the same time, you purify yourself, and the beneficent is to the community and to creation at large.
This is my identity.
Thank you to the IMA and the people of Malugazi Township for sharing this moving community story with us. It's also encouraging to announce that the IMA and the Jamiyatul Ulama South Africa had the official opening of the Orlando East Primary Healthcare Clinic in Soweto on the 13th of April. Well done to all again. Let's take one more break while we get ready for the media review segment. Today we feature a Christian app and a book about the challenges of being different. Hlala unetheteke, siyabuya nyalo.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Welcome back. You're watching I-Dentity right here on SABC1 Mzansi for sure. We kicked off the show with a very inspiring interview with a vibrant Balisa Musia. We also brought you a story from the township of Malugazi as they showcased a newly renovated clinic. We now move on to today's media reviews. Here is what's happening. First up is a review of an app that is sure to help you along in your Christian walk of faith. It's called Jesus Life Together, and it is based on the life and teachings of the central figure in the Christian faith, Lord Jesus Christ. If you have ever wondered what Jesus' life would be like if you were living in modern-day Earth, then this app should give you an idea. It is a practical app that offers a variety of content for daily use. The app includes features such as the prayer journal, books, music, audio teachings, artwork, and a thought for today. The prayer journal enables you to write down your prayer points as well as those of family and friends. You can set up email alerts, which can then remind you to pray for specific things on your list throughout the day. You can also read through copies of books that talk about Jesus, his truths, and his life. The app also offers a scrapbook, which is a collection of artwork that gives praise to Jesus. The Thought for Today option gives you access to songs, videos, pictures, or correspondence about Jesus and his truths. A range of topics pertaining to different areas of one's life are covered, such as church, wisdom, leadership, relationships, and various forms of encouragement. The Jesus Life Together app is a great companion for a Christian in their day-to-day life. Add it to your top apps by downloading it today. Our next review is of a book that talks about a feeling that I'm sure many young people have experienced. Being different. It's a book called The Blossoming Universe of Violet Diamond by American author Brenda Woods. Violet Diamond is a young girl who is living a somewhat complicated life. Her mother is a white blonde woman and her father, who died when she was a baby, was a black man. She has brown skin and curly brown hair and has an older sister who is white and has blonde hair. People find it difficult to believe that Violet is related to her mother and sister, and the unending stares have Violet feeling like a bit of an outcast. The book tells of Violet's journey to discovering and embracing her identity as she struggles to build a relationship with her father's side of the family. In the book, the author tackles the issue of being biracial with tact and charm. She also addresses the differences in religion, making this book suitable for people of all races and faiths. The Blossoming Universe of Violet Diamond is a heartwarming story of identity, family, and discovering one's roots. That brings us to the end of yet another inspiration-packed episode of Mzansi's favorite multi-faith youth show, i-Dentity. Ngibonge kakhulu ukuthi uphinze wahlangana nami lo muhla. Asihlangane kuleli lelitago maqwaba insimbi yelishumi nakunye. Shout out to all of you who are following us on the social media front. We feel and appreciate the love. If you aren't following us yet, do the right thing and join the cool kids by logging on to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and searching for i-Dentity TV show. If you want to give feedback about the show or to invite us to cover your community story, simply email us at identitytvshow@gmail.com. As an ode to all our viewers, today we play out with the sounds of Lloyd Cele and his song called Thank You. From me, Mpumi Mbethe, and the i-Dentity team, see you next week.